Assalamu alaikum, dobar den, sveki, boa tarde, botar, vitaju, jonapok, kivanok, bonaziwa, jiayiv, hello. Now that's just a selection of the languages that are represented in the increasingly rich and diverse cultures that are in our school. We actually have quite a diverse audience here today because we have representation from Fermanagh and Omagh District Council, the Department of Education, the Education Authority, and not just Intercultural Education Service, but other services within the EA. We have representation from Queen's University in Belfast, Stranmillis University College, the Council, the Controlled Schools Support Council, got that right, Andrew? Okay, and from our partners who have been involved in this collaborative project. So we have Jenny Young from the Chester Beatty in Dublin. We have Joanne Sunderland-Bowe from Heretic in Education, London. We also have Patricia Kiernan here from Limerick. We have Colleen Waters from the Ulster Museum. And we will have Anu Sundaralingam later in the day. Jenny will speak at more length about the project itself, but for my part, I'm going to give a little background information. So this is not the first collaborative project with our partners in the Republic of Ireland. In fact, the first one, or we started actually probably back in 2003 with Trinity College in Dublin, when we started work on our toolkits for diversity, with which many of you will be familiar. Then in 2009, we began work on Ways of Seeing 1. It was a Comenius Regio project funded by the British Council and Lergas. The final resource was launched in 2011, Ways of Seeing 1. And as you can see there, we had partners from schools north and south, St Oliver's Community College in Drogheda, St Patrick's College Ballymena, Chester Beatty Dublin, Ulster Museum, County Louth Vocational Education Centre, and the Inclusion and Diversity Service, which is now the Intercultural Education Service. And the whole idea of Ways of Seeing 1 was to basically work with schools and support schools to promote relationships with museums, to develop students' competence in the language of the host community in this part of the country, that being English, but also to promote the use of home languages, bilingualism and biliteracy, to develop visual literacy, and to unlock the potential of students in various educational settings in and out of schools. The resource itself explores themes such as talismans, mandalas, shoes, portraits, and looks at how to use objects from these collections to help students to explore identity, culture, language. Following on from that, we had Ways of Seeing 2, and it was launched in May 2015. And as you can see, it was funded by the Departments of Arts, Heritage and Gaeltacht. Again, the former Inclusion and Diversity Service, the Ulster Museum and the Chester Beatty. And again, it looked at the challenge of integrating pupils of diverse cultures, languages, backgrounds, encouraging inclusivity, providing resources to explore different faiths and cultures, and to encourage teachers and pupils to engage with local collections in museums. And today we'll also be looking at how you might access those collections in digital format within your own schools, because we know that you can't always get to the museum. So how else can you access these collections? The Ways of Seeing 2 book, as you will have discovered, is available in your pack. Ways of Seeing 1. Could you just give me a wee copy there? Thank you. Ways of Seeing 1, we have 9 hard copies left. Now, we will give you them out to have a look, but please do not take them away, because we literally have 9 copies left. But they are available on our website. Both of these resources are on our website. Okay? So we hope that you will have a wee look at them. Now, I just want to finish off with a poem, and then I'll hand over to Jenny. Okay? It's a poem by a lady called Sujata Bhatt. She was born in Pune in India, and her family emigrated to the US in 1968. She currently lives in Germany. Now, Sujata describes Gujarati and the Indian childhood that language connects her to as the deepest layer of her identity. However, English has become the language in which she works every day and which she chooses to write. The repercussions of this divided heritage are explored in the poem. And for me, it sort of highlights the need to find ways to help our children and young people to explore and to understand, firstly, their own identity and language and culture, which puts them in a better place then to understand and appreciate someone else's identity, language and culture. If anyone here speaks Gujarati, please excuse my pronunciation in the middle of the poem. Okay, the poem is called Search for My Tongue. You ask me what I mean by saying I have lost my tongue. I ask you, what would you do if you had 2 tongues in your mouth and lost the first one, the mother tongue, and could not really know the other, the foreign tongue? You could not use them both together, even if you thought that way. And if you lived in a place and you had to speak the foreign tongue, your mother tongue would rot and die in your mouth until you had to spit it out. I thought I spit it out, but overnight I dream. Mune hutu ke aki jib, aki basha, me tukne naki ji, parantu radre subnama, Maribasha Pashe Awichi. Funejem Maribasha Marijib. Morama Kiliji. Funejem Maribasha Marijib. Morama Bakije. It grows back. A stump of a shoot. Grows longer, grows moist, grows strong veins. It ties the other tongue in knots. The bud opens in my mouth. It pushes the other tongue aside. Every time I think I've forgotten, I think I've lost my mother tongue. It blossoms out of my mouth. Now I'd like to hand you over to Jenny Young, Head of Education in the Chester Beatty in Dublin. Thank you.